Alright, so I've been wanting to do something like this for a little while, but I bought a GU Patrol 4.2. Been left sitting for the last year and a half after having engine issues, and I don't really need another project car. So I've got the Sylvia down there, which I still haven't managed to do much with, other than, it's nearly got suspension back in it, but this GU, I've already got a four-wheel drive. It was cheap, but I've started to enjoy rescuing cars. I recently bought this little Corolla as a runaround, $2,000. Did some fix-up things on it. I think I'm into this car for under $4,000, and it would have all brand new everything, brakes, tires, all brand new suspension, the whole works. So here we are trying to fix this thing. And basically, this was partially apart when I got the car. We have scored bore on cylinder 6 down there. Might be a little bit hard to see. You can see it just there. It's scored all the way around. There's 2 cracks in that piston. Number 2 has a crack in the piston. I'd say it's had some pretty high exhaust temps, and we're going to see if we can rescue this thing. So yeah, like I said, it was partially apart already. I finished pulling the head off of it. Everything's down here on the floor. It's got a nice turbo kit on it, decent top mount, all that kind of crap. Tire carrier. It's got drawers and a fridge and a bunch of other alright little bits in there, dual batteries and stuff. Like, it's pretty basic, but we're gonna see if we can get it fixed up, do a trip in it. I've got a few friends who would like to do trips that don't have four-wheel drives, so might even see if I can lend it to them for a trip, and we'll try and video that too. All right, we're nearly there. Engine crane's all hooked up. Just started getting things moving. All these engine mounts down there are off. Trans gearboxes started to split. So let's see if we can get this thing yanked out. All right, going through this patrol here. Engine's out, started giving it a bit of a clean up. Still needs a bit of love. Got all this wiring here. This is all like winch wiring, and there was some extra dual battery wiring running along the back there, which is sitting over there. Basically just stripping out everything that's not needed. So someone's put about 10 different wiring looms for things in this. Had a diesel gas set up in it, which I've started pulling out. Pulled all the lines out, the gas converter. Time to run back through. Got all this wiring here. Runs back into here. This is all part of the gas. So in this corner. We're gonna trace that back through there. And then coming around here, we've got all this stuff down here. So we've got like all this random wiring that's just bunched up in here. Gas controller down there. Gas gauge in there that can be deleted. Extra aerial wiring for some reason. So we'll go through, we'll remove everything that doesn't need to be done. Just drop this panel out behind the glove box and just like, look at this mess. Everything just packed in. So we'll have a bit of a tidy up, see what we can do with it. Time for another update. So all the speaker wiring and everything's been pulled out. All of these wires not connected to anything at all. So we'll go through and work out what all they're for. I'd imagine they're for like, there's speakers up in the back there. So we'll sort those out. We've got stereo plug here for power, and another. We've got left speakers there on the front, right speakers front, and then a few other wires off of this plug here. Not sure what's what really, so we're going to work those out. Ripped all of this wiring out from under here. Pretty much everything's gone. there's these couple of wires just here which go up to these gauges. So make sure they're all working. Pulled out the ones that are in there that are extra. There's a wire that goes up into the ignition harness which wasn't connected to anything. So I'll pull that out. And yeah, we're nearly there. So nearly all tidied up. This thing is an absolute mess. Look at this. We got less crap over here. Still got a winch cable and half of a spotlight harness, which I'll probably pull out and redo. Got this wiring here, map sensor, and just a couple other bits and pieces. Oil pressure sensor down there, which is for the gauge. Cleaned up all this harness. Nothing left on that, just the starter and alternator. We got the dual battery wire hanging out over the guard there. I'm going to relocate that. And there was a whole separate dual battery wire in this bunch here. This was live and just not connected to anything at all. So we had a main power harness just dangling there, powered up. And yeah, just a bit of a mess, this thing. All right, we're back at the shed for another day. It's a bit of a, not too bad of a morning, a little bit overcast. But we are about to get cracking into this patrol again. Got the vacuum cleaner down there. Just gonna basically have a bit of a tidy up. All this here, hang on, I'll turn this light on. All in here, like all of this stuff, like this is all mud, hey. Like, look at this, it's fucking disgusting. Absolutely gross. So, we'll probably rip these seats out, trace a bit more of this wiring back. I've got another stereo to go in here. Give all this a clean up, work out all these wires. Try and get this other stereo in. I've got a couple of fuse box options over here. So I've got like a little I've got a couple of little 6-way ones. Both with negative bus bars in them, so I can put all the negatives back to one spot. Just makes it easier running dual core wire. I think we'll probably go for the smaller one. It doesn't handle as much current, but we don't need it to handle heaps. So I'll work out where to put that. I think it might end up like sort of in this gap here. But we'll have a bit of a look. Yeah, hopefully we get through this thing pretty soon. Give it a tidy up and I'll get back to you once we see where we're at. With these wiring harnesses on these speakers, a bit hard to see because it won't focus, but basically what I do, first things first, I separate them. So these are our speaker channels, and then this here is earth, power, handbrake, ignition lamps. And then we put a connector. I always use a female connector on the load side, like on the radio side. Just that way, if I ever need to disconnect them, I can't short out the harness on the other side. So the car side will always have a male harness on it. And then yeah, so I'll just pin all these, and then basically I'll do the other side, we'll put 2 connectors on it. And then I'll, do similar in the car. So this is the wiring harness sorted. Basically, radio, these are our controls for the thing. So we have the reverse trigger, the park brake trigger, remember aerial, like the electric aerial trigger. The rest of these are the speakers on one side. Then we have ignition and power here, and then we have earth and dash lights on this side. The reason I did it like this is that we then don't have two of the same size connector. Otherwise we'd end up with two 8-pins basically, or we'd end up with about 5 different connectors. So it keeps it nice and neat, and make sure you can't plug them into the wrong things. And we just have to work out the car side. All I'm using is just a Deutsch connector kit, which this one's from eBay. And then I just keep a restock of like pins and stuff like that. And it's like a $30 Deutsch crimper tool. There is like actual entertainment system connectors, which are similar to this one here, but they're kind of, I just don't have any here, but normally they're on the car already and you can buy a harness to suit, but this thing's been butchered. All right, update time. Pretty much all the wiring's gone. This is what we're left over with. This is the factory harness. So we've got aerial. These are the thermistors and sub-tank. We've got a couple that are labelled. We've got ignition, and we've got constant power wire there, or what should be constant power wire. Pretty sure these are others are speakers and stuff. I just need to work out which one runs the. It's got an automatic aerial. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward really now. There's only a few wires, so we'll get a new connector on there. All of the speaker wires are getting probably deleted. I'll have a look. I might run aftermarket speaker wires, or if these are all still intact at the back of the car, I'll hook those back up, but we'll see how we go. And there we have it. We've got pulled all these gauges out. It's hard to film all of it just because I'm here on my own, but rerouted all the wiring, so none of it's in front of the fuse box anymore. Everything's hidden. We've reloomed the power feed, so all of the gauges were all just wired to an ignition power with everything. So we've actually wired them into a Deutsch connector. So we've got our individual power, earth, ignition, and illumination there, and we've got a feed out of the factory harness for that as well. This is running this is for the stereo. Still got to put a couple of speakers in. That's what those 4 extra pins are for. So it's all nice and tidy. Everything's connected. Nothing's dangerous. These are the factory speaker harness wires that are in the factory loom, but they're not getting used anymore. So just taped up, out of the way. Might go back to using them. We'll see how we go. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Got rid of some of this wiring. Still got to pull that back through, but that's extra speaker wiring. These are the rear speaker wires, which I have to extend or replace or something. And I'm not sure what I'll do with these RCAs. Might put a sub in. We'll see. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. But we will pick it up in the next one. Hopefully, I have an engine back pretty soon. Start putting that in. I'll try to get a bit of it on video. Might try time lapse it or something like that. But like I said, I'm here on my own, so see how we go. But I'll go through what's getting put on the engine and all that kind of thing. And at least once that's in and the car runs, then I can get it out of the shed and finish doing a few other bits and pieces. If you've enjoyed this, please, I'm gonna post a few more videos here and there. I've tried doing this before with that thing, and there is still a video up from that, but I've just got busy basically. So we're gonna get onto that pretty soon, and then hopefully that'll be coming in the near future as well. So yeah, if you are keen to support, then please keep watching, and if you comment anything that you want to see, or even anything technical that you guys have questions with, or with your own cars or anything, like, I'm happy to answer wherever I can. So cheers.